Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. This is a review of a Monday quarterback video that I've already done, and the government entity who released the video trying to file a copyright claim against me to have it removed. So, the video in question is of the Costa Mesa Police Department and their officer-involved shooting of Jose David Valdez that occurred back in 2021. After that incident, there was an investigation, obviously, and then it wasn't until sometime after that they released the video and information on this incident. And it was in January of 2023 when I did my Monday quarterback review on the incident. So from January of 2023 until July 10th of 2025, the video was fine. It was up, everyone could view it, etc. And then I got an email about a copyright claim. So before I get into that, let's just show a small little snippet from this video itself. Alright, so if you'll notice, there's a little person sitting right there. So the police get here at this hotel. They start dealing with the people in this car. There's like 3 of them. They pull the passengers out. They got drugs and stuff, and so they cuff this dude, sit him down. Well, the driver backs the car over this guy. Right? And then, of course, tries to drive towards the officers, and the officers use the deadly physical force to stop this guy.
Boom. Put him around into that guy.
Yeah, so Orange County District Attorney's Office is the one who produced this video. And it was February of 2021 that it came out. And then, like I said, it was like 2023 of January that I did the video on this. So let's back out of this and let's go take a look at the emails from YouTube. Alright, so I got an email on July 10th from YouTube saying that they received a copyright removal request for that video. And it came from the Orange County District Attorney's Office. Well, so when I got that, number one, the video was taken down and no one could view it. Secondly, they gave me a copyright strike. And if you get too many copyright strikes, you get your channel taken away. It gets terminated. So there were some options on what I could do. The first option was just do nothing. The video would forever be gone, and after 90 days, the strike would go away. The other option was to delete the video and then do nothing. And same thing. Another option was to take the copyright school and the strike would go away, but the video would remain gone, like it wouldn't come back. And then you could do a counter notification. So I went to the copyright school, and basically all the copyright school is it's a YouTube video that's just a few minutes long, just talking about copyright stuff. I didn't even watch the video. It had like 5 to 10 questions, simple questions about copyright stuff that I already knew. Answered all those correctly, and said I passed. like I said, didn't even watch the video. And then the counter notification. So I wanted to fight this because I 100% believed, 110% believed that I was in the right and that they're in the wrong. So I wrote a counter notification and got rejected. I thought, well, that sucks. So I did it again. And I got the response that I wanted. And it's interesting, too, because there was nothing other than the way it was worded. The content of itself was the same in both of those messages. It was just the way it was worded. And so that makes me think that maybe YouTube has an automated system that is like AI, and if certain keywords aren't used, it just rejects it. Or they could be using a call center that's outside the U.S., and because English is not their first language, if it's not worded a certain way, then they're not going to recognize it and then just reject it. So, like I said, the first counter narrative I sent got rejected, and then this one that I sent got approved. So let's go take a look at that one real quick. So I did the counter notification, and it got approved. And so when it got approved, that then got forwarded to the person or the entity that made the claim of a copyright. So now, after sending this and YouTube saying, "Yep, we think that you're right," or you have something there, they forwarded that to Orange County DA and then told them that they have 10 business days to respond, and that they must respond with evidence that they have taken legal action against me. Well, obviously they have not taken any legal action against me, and they cannot take any legal action against me. If they're going to take legal action against me, then they need to be taking legal action against whoever else has shown parts of this video. Every news organization out there that has used some of this footage, they need to be taking legal action against as well. And that's never going to happen because of the Constitution of the United States, our First Amendment, the freedom of speech, the freedom of the press. So, they had 10 days to say something. Obviously, they couldn't say anything. It was crickets, and then I get a notification saying that my video has been reinstated. So my counter narrative is down here at the bottom. This is what I sent in. Orange County DA is a government entity. They do not own copyright to police body camera footage. Police body camera footage is not something that is protected under copyright laws. Police body camera footage is public record. Public record, meaning it can be obtained and used by anyone. The California Public Records Act outlines that the public has a right to government records. I provided a link to that California statute. And then the rest of it was automated stuff about swearing under penalty of perjury. You just click the little box saying you understand that. And so when you do that, that adds that in there to the narrative. And that's it. That's all I sent. And the first claim that I sent basically said the same thing. It's just worded differently, and I didn't have a link in there to the law, and it got rejected. But reworded it and added that link in there, and then boom, it gets approved. So like I said, either it's an automated system that just looks for keywords, or people whose first language is not English are the ones who are reviewing this stuff. I know Facebook's like that. They use a first automated system, just computers, and then once it gets past that, it's people in a call center who aren't even in the U.S. They're overseas somewhere. So, the video is back up. Anyone can search for it. Anyone can view it. Now, why did the Orange County DA do this? Well, they have not, other than saying they think there was a copyright issue, There was no other details with that. No articulation about how it was a copyright issue. Of course, they have not reached out to me or anything like that. I did have their email provided to me by YouTube. I thought about sending them a message, but have decided not to do that. But I have no idea why they thought that it was a good idea to do that. The video from them is still up. You go to their website and you still find the press release and everything on it. So I don't know. I have no idea. It could be that someone within that entity just did not like the video that I did, where I added commentary to what was going on. It could be that some woke idiot somewhere watched my video, didn't like it, didn't like that I was using this governmental public record, and complained to them, and they saw it, and then decided to do the copyright claim. I have no idea. No idea how it got to someone's radar, so to speak, and for them to decide to want to file a copyright claim on a public record. But it's a little bit alarming in a way, because I have noticed a change in how some agencies are doing their critical incident reviews, or their officer involved shooting reviews. For example, Las Vegas Police used to be under their old sheriff. They would do your normal officer involved shooting review, and they would have body cam footage, and they would show quite a bit of body cam footage. Now they don't show all the footage. They show right up until the moment the shots are being fired. You might even hear a couple shots, but then they cut it. They don't show anything else after that. New York Police, New York City Police, same thing. They have now changed how they are doing their videos, and they don't show as much as they used to. There are some other entities out there who are changing how they do some of their videos. Even Los Angeles Police, when I first started doing this and watching their videos, they have changed a little bit. So they used to show like prior criminal histories on people and whatnot, or did it a whole lot more, and now it's kind of changed a little bit. So there are agencies out there, or entities out there, that are changing how they're doing these officer involved shooting videos, and they're not showing everything anymore. Of course, you still have agencies or entities out there that don't show anything at all. They won't release anything unless you pound on their door with an open records request or a FOIA request. They don't go out of their way to produce any type of video explaining what's going on. They might have their public information officer release some information to the media, but they're not releasing videos or anything like that. So it's frustrating that a governmental entity would do this. And these are attorneys, right? These are people who are working in the court system. All right, it's not like this came from a police agency. This came from the district attorney's office. People who've been to freaking law school. People who should know about the law, who should for sure know about constitutional law. And they still decided to try to weaponize YouTube's copyright removal stuff against me. For whatever stupid reason they could think of, they decided to weaponize that against me, knowing knowing damn well that the video they produced is a public record and can be used by anyone. So it worries me in a way that some of these entities out there that do not like having to be transparent, or who may have different administrators now, people who are a little bit more liberal minded, they could decide, well, we really don't like the media getting a hold of this stuff, and so now we're going to weaponize the policies of the social media entities against the people who are using the footage from these incidents. Because for some of these places, they are required under their state law to produce this information. But California, it is in their law. They have to release officer-involved shooting videos. They have to release information on that. They are forced to do that under law. If there was no law for that, there are some agencies in California who would not release anything. You would have to pound on their door with an open records request to get that. Now, there would be some who would do it on their own without a law. They would honor the merit of transparency, and they would just do it on their own. There's agencies out there in other states who they're not required under any law to produce video, but they do it because they have some good administrators, some good chief law enforcement officers who say, hey, you know what? The public has a right to know. We need to be transparent, need to show what's going on. And they just do it. They just put it out there without being forced to do that. And then there's others who they don't release a damn thing because they're not forced to. There's no consequences for them. Lots of agencies out there just refuse to put anything out there. And then there's some, they are forced by their state law to have to do it. And so it is those that I do have a slight worry about. They're forced to have to release stuff. They may not like it. And so what can they do to prevent others from seeing the footage that they don't want others to see? Well, they can weaponize social media against people who reproduce stuff. They can file copyright claims. I wish that there was an easier way for me to go sue the Orange County DA. It's just one of those things that is very time consuming and can be money consuming, right? Because this is an attack on my First Amendment right. This is a 110% blatant attack on the First Amendment, the freedom of speech and the freedom of the press. You can't say that body cam footage is copyright. Think of the implications there. What if the government could say, you know what, there's a copyright on that? They could hide every body cam footage, every dash cam footage out there and say, well, it's a copyright. It's ours. You don't own it. No. Absolutely not. It is a public record. But anyway, don't know who it was within the Orange County DA who tried this little tricky little move. Don't know why they wanted to try this bull crap, but they tried it and they lost. They lost, and you're always going to lose because I'm an American. I have a First Amendment right. And you can't do shit about it. So, to whoever that was in the Orange County DA.
In the meantime, and as usual, go fuck yourself.